Hello stamping friends, this is Pat at Pat's Card Corner. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and welcome to Therapy Thursday. This is becoming one of my favorite times of the week because I just like being with everybody here. So if you're here, say hi, so I can say hi to you. I am getting my computer ready here so I can see your comments. And I turned my sound off and it's still there. There we go. All right. So there we go. Now I can read my computer. So hey Laura, how are you? I see you're here. Yay. I'm guessing our friend Meg will be coming shortly, or hopefully will join us too, and some of my other Facebook friends. So I have a project to show you tonight that has to do with this new set of papers that is in the new annual catalog, and it's called Awash and Beauty. And obviously it's floral. This is one of the pieces, and this is the piece that we're actually going to work with because sometimes people don't know what to do with it, because obviously you got upside down flowers and right side up. You can't turn it that way. You know, whatever you do, it's upside down. So I got a piece of my papers hanging here. Hold on just a second. It's not working very well. I had a piece of paper clipped up so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Anyway, so this is the piece of paper that we're going to work with, and I'm going to show you two cards to make with it. They're both different, but they use the paper and just kind of give you an idea of how to cut it. A lot of people will cut it horizontally this way so that you have two pieces that are 6. If you cut it right down the middle, they would be 6 by 12. And then you could do some more trimming. You could divide it up. You could make 6 cards that all looked exactly the same, or pretty much the same pattern, with the same design if you wanted to. But, you know, that's fine. And one of the cards we're going to do is kind of like that. It's just got a little different twist to it. And the other one is using just more of the flowered part without the middle part in between. So, but don't, you know, you can save that because the back side, we're going to cut our paper 4 by 12, but that's my sticking up for that. But the back side has a different pattern to it. So even if you're not using this middle part here that has all the white in it, you can still use the other side for a pattern piece. So, you know, nothing goes to waste in my house. So anyway, I am going to show you the other pieces of paper that are with this, just so you get an idea of what they look like. So this is that one. And then these are the other pieces. There are lots of florals, as you can see. Some big, some little. I really love the colors in this. And there's the last one. So these are the floral side, but if you flip them over, you have all these, a couple green ones, a pink one. Really like this pink there. I think that I have to look at the color. And then there's that one, which is the back of one of the pieces that we're going to use. So I am going to use this piece too. You can see my cut pieces are already here, where I've cut mine down already. But this is the other pattern that I chose to mix with this one. And you might think, oh, that doesn't look good. But wait till you see it on the card. It looks great. So there we go. Oh no, I had gallbladder surgery a couple years ago. Good thing you recover fast from that. So I hope you are recovering soon and do well with it. I'm glad to be rid of mine. So I hope yours will not, now you won't have any more, whatever problems you're having, you won't have those anymore. I know what it's like. Been there, done that. So I hope you, Laura, I hope you get better real soon. So, all right, and this is the best entertainment, you know, when you just have to sit around and not do a whole lot. And, you know, I remember when I had mine out, you couldn't lift more than, I think, 5 pounds or I forget, it wasn't very much. But paper doesn't weigh very much, so you can still craft after gallbladder surgery. So just so you know. All right, so the pieces that we're going to need, because we're making 2 cards, we're going to cut these the same size. So you need 1 piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, because we're going to make our 2 cards out of that. You need 3 pieces, not 4, just 3, of basic white, and these are 4 by 5 1/4, kind of, you know, your regular size. And then we need some other little pieces here. So we need a piece of cardstock that's 4 by 3, a piece that is 5 by 2 1/4, a piece that's 4 by 2. So that's all the cardstock we need. And then these are the 2 tags that I use to do my sentiments on. This is a little circle. It's about 1.25 inches. So it's pretty small, but that's what fit my sentiment. And then this is a little banner. Both of these 2 pieces came from this new Stylish Shapes dies. There's circle, squares, and then there's 2 sets of different size banners. This is a great set to have to make all kinds of, you can cut your designer series paper, you can make lots of tags with it, just like I did there. So I did already cut those out just to save on a little bit of time. And then we also need, we're going to cut this, by the way, just we need 1 of these pieces, because we're going to cut this so that it is 4 by 12, and actually we're going to cut it bigger than 4 by 12, because then, no, we're going to cut it 4 by 12, and then we're going to make the 2 cards out of that piece. And then these are the other coordinating pieces that you need. I'll turn that right side up. One of these is 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and the other one is 4 3/4 by 2. These do have a obvious up and down design, so you need to make sure that you cut it the correct way if your paper is the same, so that your in this case your flowers will be right side up and will not be sideways. So the long side 4 3/4, and then vertical is 2. Same with this one. This is 3 3/4, and then the vertical is 1 3/4. So you will also need those. And then we're going to do a little bit of cutting and scoring of our other paper, and then we're going to get ready and make 2 cards. So, okay, let us get started. I'm going to take these off. Hopefully, if you didn't get a screenshot or if you don't remember, this will be on my blog later. I've actually have the blog post written, so hopefully it'll be up tomorrow. I just have to add the video to it. So we are going to move these out of the way until we get the right pieces that we need. Okay, and let me get my trimmer and my scorer. All right, get it right side up for me. Okay, so we're going to cut the cardstock first. Put this other stuff out of the way. Okay, so when you're cutting and scoring cardstock for your cards, I always cut mine 2 at a time, but if you score it first, then you only have to score once. So score once, cut once. So, and you'll get 2 card bases. So these card bases, when we're done, are going to be 4 1/4 by 11. So I want to make my scoring down the middle at 5 1/2, which is half of the side. So move my cutting blade out of the way, and I'm just going to go ahead and score that, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4, and this will give us 2 card bases that are the same size. And now I'm going to cut, so I move my scoring blade out of the way, just cut right up the front, and now we have 2, and they're both already scored. So one of our cards is going to go this way. The other one is going to be tricky and it's going sideways. So move those out of the way, and then this is the big piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cut this at 4 inches because that's all we need, I think. make sure I did that right. Hold on just a second. Good. I have to look through my little notes here and make sure, because I have a feeling, I think one of my pieces is bigger. Hold on. Let me see. That one's, nope, it should be good. Okay. For a second, I was panicking there for a minute because I thought, oh no, my card will be the wrong size. My piece will be the wrong size. But that one has to be 4. And this one is, oh gosh. Oh, hold on. I gotta measure this now because now I have this horrible feeling I'm gonna cut it the wrong way, cut it the wrong size, and then I will be sorry. Oops, backwards. Nope. Oh, that's the other paper. That's why. Duh. All right, we're good for 4. Sorry. Just had a moment of panic. I didn't want to waste my paper. Okay, so the first card we're going to do a little bit more cutting for this. The first card we're going to do, I'm going to cut off on the bottom. Either way is the bottom because it's the bottom on both ways, but I think I want to use this one. They're about the same. I am going to cut off a 1/2 inch off the bottom. And we're going to put this on the inside of our card, so we're not wasting that. Then I'm going to turn it the other direction because I want this piece to be 5 1/4. So we're going to cut this piece at 5 1/4. So that's the 2 pieces we need for our first card. The other card, and I'm going to cut it now because I have my cutting thing out. The piece that we're going to use from this is only 4 by 3. I believe I got that right. Oh, hold on. Hello. Is that right? Nope, it's 3 3/4. Sorry. I knew there was something wrong. So it's going to be 3 3/4 by 2, but I want to get as much of the flowers as I can. So sometimes I kind of move it around. So depending on if I want a lot of these flowers on it or if I want more of the bigger flowers, since there's kind of 2 bigger flowers on the bottom, I'm going to cut it right there. Except for I have to cut it smaller. This is going to be 2 3/4. So if I cut it right there, I'm going to cut off this little piece here. So I'm going to trim it a little bit on the bottom. We're going to cut off where I want it to be at the top. So it's going to be right above that flower, and then I'm going to go trim the other side. So I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to trim a 1/4 inch off the bottom so that it's 2 3/4, and that way I get both of the big flowers in there at the same time. So that is going to be the piece for our other cards. So, and then you still have this piece left. So you can make another card out of this piece, and you have a little strip that you can put in your card, another card. So you can make 3 cards out of this actually. All right, so I'm putting this away, and I'm going to remove these 2 because we're going to do this card first. So we need one of our card bases, and I'm just going to crease this really good. Okay, this piece is going to go on the front, and then we need some of the other pieces that we cut that I moved. Oop, I moved them over here. We need this piece. And this piece. And we're going to use, nope, not that one. We're going to use this piece. And this. So for this card, we're going to need these pieces. We're going to need one of our basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. Something to put your sentiment on. My sentiment's kind of long, so I'm putting it on there. And then you're going to need these two pieces, and this one is 4 by, how big is this? 4 by 2. Why didn't I have it? Oh, there it is. There's my other thing. That one's 4 by 2, and then this one is 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. So it's just a little bit smaller. So these two are going to get glued on top of each other. And then we're going to do just a little bit more cutting. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to attach this to this. So I'm going to get my glue out. And the other thing, this is a new thing of glue. It came out really quick there. So we're just going to kind of spread it around so we don't get too much of a lump. All right. Hey Meg, glad you got to join us. Oops. And remember to put your card on right side up. I made a card the other day and I put the whole front on upside down. So my card opened upside down. I had to take it apart and fix it. So that is going to go right there. I got glue on my card on my hand already. Hold on. Alright. I'm looking for my special, there it is. My magic special thing. I'll take the glue right off. There we go. Okay. These two pieces are going to glue together, and then we're going to actually cut these. So I'm going to glue these two together. Just like that. And then you will need to get your paper trimmer out because we're going to do a little cut on these. I could put it on here, but if we cut it, you know, that just kind of looks too plain. We're actually going to cut it at 1 inch. So we're just going to put it right on here, both pieces where they're stuck together. I got that a little crooked, so I'm going to fix that. There we go. Just cutting it. Oop, might have to do that again. My blade can go all the way through. There we go. So now I have two pieces. So when we put this on, we're going to put each piece all the way to the edge so we have a little space in the middle, just to make it look a little different. It's going to go kind of like that. See how the patterns actually look good together? So I did put these on dimensionals, so I am going to do that because, you know, I like dimensionals. And it just makes it look better. You could just glue them down if you want, but put smaller ones on this piece. And we're just going to put them right on the edge. So you could just leave the card as it is, put a little sentiment on it and leave it, but you know, I think it needs something else. So we're just going to put this right up to the edge. I am going to open it up so I can see the edge a little bit better. And then this piece is going to go on the other side, and it's also going to go right to the edge, so you have a little space between it. You do want to line it up so to make sure that the bottom and top are lined up. You can use, if you have grid paper, you can use that to help you line it up. And we're going to do right there. There we go. Going to line it up just like that. We're going to put our sentiment on here. And I'm actually using a different stamp set to do the sentiments. This is called Botanical Layers, only because I needed like the size of the Think of Yous, and we're going to also use You Mean the World to Me on the other one. And that's what we're going to stamp on here. I am going to stamp in the new Tahitian Tide, which is the color of my cardstock. I'm going to move that. So, just going to ink this up. Hope I got it good and inked. And I am going to stamp it a little toward this end because we're going to wrap the other end with some twine. So, make sure I get it in the middle here. There you go. Okay, we are going to wrap some twine around the other end. And the easiest way to do that is to put a little bit of adhesive on the back, some Stampin' Seal adhesive. Let me make sure I get the right one. Nope, wrong one. And that way it'll stick to it, so you can wrap it around. So you just need a little bit right there. And then if you take your twine, you can stick it right onto where you have the adhesive, and then you can wrap it and it won't get in the way. So I'm just going to wrap it twice. And then I'm going to stick it down on the back again. And then cut it off. There you go. And then we are going to make a little bow, and this is going to go right here on our card. This is also going to go on dimensionals, and I actually put a dimensional right on top of this, so that'll also help it so that it will stay and will stick. So I actually put 2 of them on there because I want 2 on the end, so make sure the corners stay down. And we're going to throw one in the middle so it doesn't get saggy. And that just kind of helps that, you know, your twine's not going to come off. Probably wouldn't come off anyway, but now I know it's not going to come off. We're just going to put this right in the middle. If you don't have these dies, you can just take a strip of paper and just notch the ends with your scissors. So, and then I am going to make a bow. I am cutting a longer piece because, what did I put that back on there for? I'm going to fold it in half so that my bow isn't so tiny. So it looks a little thicker. So I'm just going to fold it in half and then make a bow with it doubled. So you get kind of a double loop on your bow and double strings. If I can get it through. Hello, let's try that again. My fingers got stuck there. There we go. And then we're going to attach this with the glue dot. You can just tie it around there if you want, but easier with the glue dot. And this makes it so that the bow is a little bit bigger and not so tiny. I am going to trim the ends here. I need to sharpen my scissors. If they had glue on them and they haven't recovered from that. Right. I put my glue dots away. So let's get them out. Oops, where's my bow? Put the knot right on the glue dot, pull it off. Put it right on the card. And there you go. And that is our card, except for the inside. So remember we cut an inch, or not an inch, a half an inch off the bottom. I am going to put this on the bottom of my card, or the inside. This is going to go on the inside of the card, so I have something to write on. So this is kind of a quick and easy card. Doesn't take very long. Probably takes longer to cut the card than making it. Which one is my favorite new color? My favorite new color is probably this one, which is why I'm using it. Tahitian Tide. I'm a blue girl. I love everything blue. So, but this is very nice and bright. And years ago, my husband was in the Navy one point, and we lived in Key West, Florida, and the water was this color most of the time. So it just reminds me of the beach. So that's probably why it's one of my favorite colors. Probably my next favorite after this one is the Sweet Sorbet, which is the kind of reddish color. Pink. It's kind of like a dark red pink. Probably more red. So I like that one too, because that's nice and bright too. But yeah, probably this one. So you might see a lot of cards with this color because I like it. So how about you? What's your favorite color? All right, so that's the card. So it just kind of makes it look a little different. Plus you have another pattern in there. So it, I don't know, I just like that. So there's your card. That's the first one that we're gonna do. And then we have one more to make. So we need the other piece. This came out a little crooked here. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that though. There we go. This is the other card base that we had. This is 4 1/4 by 11, but we're going to turn it this way. And you will need 2 pieces of the white. You will need our other 2 pieces. Here we go. And these are the other 2 pieces that we cut. This is the other piece we cut. Oops, I need to cut that down a little bit. I cut it the wrong size for our card. So we have these 2 and this one, and I need to cut it down because I didn't cut it the right size. Either that or I cut my other one the wrong size. So we're just going to fix that real quick. So we cut that one at 4. I think I left this one at 4. I did. It's supposed to be 3 3/4, so I'm going to cut off this end because I don't want to cut off that flower. So get that out of the way. So we're just cut that little piece off. Now it's the correct size, and I still have my 2 big flowers. Okay, so that's going to go on there like that. So we are going to glue those together. And whoop, got something weird going on. There we go. All right, so I haven't bought the stamp set that goes with this paper yet, but I think now that I've seen the paper, sometimes I have to see the paper before I decide on a stamp set. So I tend to get all the papers because I do a paper share, so I get them all, so I look at them. And this is kind of a favorite one of the new ones. I like the bigger flowers. I like the way they're done. So I have ordered the stamp set, but I don't have it yet. Just got glue everywhere. But if you do that and you get glue everywhere, that little magic square eraser that I have is going to take it all off. Because I got some on my card there. But I'm going to let it dry for a second, and then I'm going to get it off with my, because it is a little sticky. See? So do not worry if you get that. You need one of these little squares. You can buy them at Arts and Crafts store, or they also sell them at Dollar Tree. And you just rub it, and it'll take the sticky right off. And it doesn't hurt the paper, but it does get the sticky part off. So you can feel it. Except for that's not, hasn't gotten it yet. Up there it is. I don't think it was quite dry enough. And you can see it gets kind of stuck on there. So there's my glue. Scrub that off. Still got a piece on there. There's some more. And now we're set. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of white. This is one. It's going to go here. You can emboss this if you want. When I made the card earlier, I did emboss it. But I'm going to leave this one plain, and then we're going to compare, and you can tell if you like it better embossed or not. Because I always have a sample card that I do first, which I did this afternoon. Because sometimes I just kind of like to fly by the seat of my pants. And this is going to go this way. So our card is going to open long ways. So this is going to go on here like that. These two are going to be layered on here. So they're going to go here. One's going to go here and one's going to go kind of up here. I do want to put some ribbon, or not ribbon, twine around it. And because I kind of want to know where these pieces are going to be so I can get the twine in the right place, I am going to glue these two pieces together. So that's why I'm kind of putting them on here to see kind of about where I want it. So I'm going to leave that one there. And I'm just going to put some glue around the bottom. A little bit on the side, a little bit on the bottom, a little bit more on the side, just where it's kind of overlap a little bit. They are going to be adhered down together at some point. So I'm kind of putting them on there where I want them. Kind of like that. There we go. Let it sit there for a second. So now when I take it off, I can wrap the twine around it and I know where it's going to go. Oops. And I'm going to do the same thing with this that I did with the other one. I'm going to put a little bit of the Stampin' Seal on it so I can put my twine in the right place, because I want it to kind of go, I could have put it under and slid it under, but it just works easier that way, this way for me. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge over here, and a little bit over here. And I'm going to wrap it the same way. So I'm just going to stick the end down and then just wrap it around. I'm going to wrap it twice. So it's going to go around there twice. Stick it down. Cut it off. It just makes it just a little bit easier. This is also going to go on here with dimensionals, so that's the other reason. And just like the other one, I am going to put a dimensional right on top of the twine so that I know that it's not going to come off or get loose. And then I'm going to put some more on. This card's super easy too. I'm going to put some at the top and in the middle, because you know, you can never have too many dimensionals on your piece. We're just going to stick one right there. There we go. Then all I have to do is take them off and put it on the front of your card, and you're about done. Except for, did I glue that down? I'm losing my mind. Take these off. Oh, didn't get that one. Oh, yep, they're all sticky. I did glue that down. Huh. Here we go. So this is going to go right on the front, kind of where I put it before. And just like that. I have this tiny little circle that we are going to stamp on. And again, I'm going to use the Tahitian Tide stamp. And this time my stamp says, "Thinking of you." So it's just a tiny little thing. Just going to stamp it right in the middle. Hold that back up, and this is going to go right there, but on dimensionals. So we're going to put a few on here. And then we're going to make a bow. Excuse me, we're going to make a bow for this one too. I'm losing my voice, I think. Or I need a drink, either one of those. We're just going to put that right there. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same, I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it a little bit longer so I can fold it in half and make my bow. Cut it in half. If you want to, instead of using a glue dot to put it on, you can just put this underneath the two you have there and tie it in a bow right there. So you don't have to tie it in a knot first like you do your shoe. You can just tie it right into a bow. And then we're going to make it a little bit smaller. And then these are, whoop. All right, where's the other end? Yep, that's the other end. Make sure I get the right other end of my bow. This one's got a little bit shorter. There we go. And then you just need to trim them off. If you don't want your bow to slide around, because it can slide down, you can put a glue dot underneath just to hold it where it is in place too. And there's your second card. So those are the two cards that we made tonight. So I did tell you I was going to show you what it looked like if you embossed this back white piece. Oh, I forgot to put this in. We do need to put this on the inside. So we are going to do that. And where's my glue? There it is. Got something on there. A little piece of something right there, but guess what? It's going to be on the back and no one will know. There we go. Okay, now we're done. Ta-da! Okay, so this is the card without an emboss. So I'm going to show you the one that I made earlier today where I embossed the back. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I'm going to try and... It's embossed with the gingham. There we go. Right there, you can kind of see on the side. It's embossed with the gingham embossing folder. So it kind of just gives a little texture to it. So that's with it and that's without. So see if I can get them side by side where you can actually see the difference. There you go. So which one do you like better, embossed or not embossed? Oop, I'm moving out of the frame. There we go. Trying to get myself in the center and it's lagging just behind a little bit. So now you can see it both ways. So you can take your pick. You can take a vote, see which one you like better. And there we go. Embossed. I know, I kind of like the embossed one a little bit better too. This one is good, but I like that one a little bit better. So there's the cards we made. Well, I didn't make this one today, but let's see, this is the other one I made earlier, which had a little bit different piece for the background. So you can see the difference. Same card, but a little bit different flowers. Same with this. This is the same card design, same paper, but where I cut it, the piece that I used is just a little bit different. So you get, even though you're using the same paper, you can get different looks to your flowers. These are kind of similar, but not quite the same, but these are very different. So there you go. Depending on which piece of your paper that you're using. And there you go. All right. So I hope you have a great week. I will see you next week for Therapy Thursday. Laura, I hope you continue to feel better and heal up quick. And it's great to see you all here on my Facebook page. So if you want to have better directions and want to see more pictures of the cards, you can go to www.jumpingintostamping.com most likely tomorrow, and it should be posted. So have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Yes, I will be putting the directions on my blog. So please check that out. All right. Have a great night.